bout coming away sanctioned by the World Boxing Council, the president, Jose Sulaiman, supervisor in attendance, Mario Latraverse. Along with the Nevada Athletic Commission, the chairman is Dr. Elias Ghanem. Our judges scoring this bout from ringside, presenting Carol Castellano, Horacio Castillo, and Marty Salmon. Introducing to you our referee in charge of this bout, working in this, his 29th world title bout, Jay Nady. All right, fans, here we go. The WBC Strawweight Championship of the World, scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing. We present to you first the challenger on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing yellow trunks with red trim, joining us all the way from Konkan Province, Thailand. He weighed in at the strawweight limit of 105 pounds. His record includes 20 wins, 1 defeat, 6 wins by way of knockout. He is ranked the WBC number 10 strawweight contender in the world. Please welcome tonight's challenger, Mongkol Chareon. And presenting his opponent across the ring on my left, the world champion, fighting out of the red corner, wearing white trunks with green and red trim, fighting out of Mexico City, Distrito Federal, Mexico. He weighed in the same as his opponent, the limit of 105 pounds, with a record of 44 wins, no losses. He has 34 wins, coming by way of knockout. Truly one of the great pound-for-pound boxers. He holds the longest undefeated streak among champions today, making his unprecedented 19th defense of his title. Please welcome the king of the strawweights, the WBC strawweight champion of the world, the undefeated Ricardo Finito Lopez. And once again, a referee in charge, Jay Nady, now to give instructions.
Since neither one of you speak any English, I'll ask for your interpreter here, your interpreter here. Okay?
Are there any questions here? 12 rounds for the WBC world title. Let's go to work. Good luck. It's the best I can do.
All right, Jay Nady saying, hey, it's the best I can do. Ricardo Lopez, 6-0 versus Southpaws with 6 knockouts. Chareon is a lefty. He's got 8 straight knockout wins overall, 14 of the last 15 fights, 16 in his last 19 world title fights. And there's Mongkol Chareon, the soft-spoken 18-year-old from Thailand, said he knows how dangerous Lopez is. Nevertheless, he plans to walk right in and be the aggressor. We'll see. That could be a big mistake.
Well, the first part of that sentence is right, walk right in. The second part is and get knocked out.
Right down. All right, we're getting set for round 1, scheduled for 12, the WBC Strawweight Championship. The thing about Lopez, of course, is he needs name recognition, like a Michael Carbajal is a guy he should fight, perhaps. He's walking around at about 107 pounds. Why not go up to 112 or even 150? Here we go. Look at that beautiful pose. He comes out in striking fashion.
Bobby said even in the gym, you see this guy still holding his hands up. He did it all during his warm-up. He had his guard up the whole time. You see guys with their hands down? He's got it up. I mean, this guy is
in theory, when you draw something up, he does what you draw up. And it's just amazing that he can maintain that every time out.
He keeps telling us, I'm not a one-punch knockout artist, but he keeps knocking guys out with one punch and early.
And well, you know what? He doesn't consider himself a great big banger, but his timing and execution are perfect.
Brings a wealth of experience. He epitomizes the term sweet science. A true craftsman. Tremendous combination puncher. He does have that one-punch power, but as Bobby points out, timing is of the essence. Excellent defensive fighter. Just a brilliant ring technician, so disciplined.
He's a scientific fighter. He has the patience. Oh, look at that. He has the patience to wait for the opening. He has the intelligence to see the opening, and then the delivery is perfect.
He has 3 first-round knockouts to his credit, including his last fight over South Korean Myung-Sub Park, December 7th in Indio, California.
Well, Mongkol Chareon did not come out, and he did come out and come to Lopez, but he didn't come out just, blatantly firing punches and getting in a mix-up. So as soon as we get to a nice give or take a little repartee. We're going to find out what kind of chin he's got, because he's going to need one tonight.
Well, he's not going to begin to beat Lopez by just standing there taking his punches.
No, he's got to get in. He's got to work his way. He's got to land some punches. He seems to have a little bit of a nice style for southpaw, some nice movement, a little bit of an Americanized style, which I like.
He fights Muay Thai, which is a very rugged form of kickboxing, which says gives him strength all over his body. He feels that while Lopez, pretty good straight left by Chareon, while Lopez is so great and so dangerous that if he has one weakness, it's in his upper body strength. But we'll see if he could get that close, penetrate. He's been in Las Vegas only 5 days, Chareon, after a 25-hour flight. He's had some problems adjusting, including headaches.
He's bleeding from the nose a little bit right now, so some of the punches that Lopez is throwing are getting through.
Chareon said to us yesterday he feels no pressure, no excitement going into this fight. Extremely soft-spoken at 18.
I found it very odd that he said Lopez is smart, he's a sharp puncher, extremely talented and very dangerous, but I'm going to walk right to him.
Yeah.
I thought he might be a little more cautious, given that he understood how dangerous Lopez is.
A byproduct of that is the bloody nose sustained by Chareon.
It's already bleeding pretty good, too.
Lopez, he's sharp, he's accurate, he's consistent, and he's not going to ever stop. That's
and calm.
the thing.
Very, never over anxious. Very patient. Final seconds in the opening round. Well, our translator once again, John Perez in Ricardo Lopez corner.
Use the left. Use the left.
Sí, pero te expones a eso. Por eso te está gritando Raúl, pinta y ya, hasta que agarres tu distancia. ¿Eh? Esta es la raza que Lule. Lo tiene a ver. Ya no la ve. No le entre el resto. Reventaste toda la nariz con la izquierda. Tírale rectos, derechos, abajo, sólidos, para que tenga libertad de pinchar después y se coma las pintas.
Well, he said something basically like, keep going with straight right hands, and if he bites on it, then he'll take the pipe. I didn't think take the pipe was a Spanish.
Interesting.
I didn't think take the pipe was a Spanish colloquialism.
Universal, I guess. Round two.
Put your right hand in there, and then he'll take the pipe.
Okay. Ignacio Beristain, who has trained several world champions.
Nacho.
Yep.
Nice man, Nacho. Good corner man, patient. Good instruction.
Also the cut man, Ricardo Lopez, 29 years old. 11 years older than Mongkol Chareon.
I mean, there you see Chareon a couple of times trying to make the counters, trying to block and fire, but Ricardo's, he's ready for everything.
Lopez said this is the 7th lefty he's fought. He's KO'd each of the previous 6. Said he'll duck both ways, reverse his hands, wait for the opening against southpaw Chareon. He's seen tapes of the Thai fighter. He thought he was strong. Keeps his guard up. Nothing fancy. But the southpaw stance, he says, will not bother him.
In the interviews yesterday, one of us foolishly said to him, well, what are you going to do different to fight this left hand? He said, I fought 7. I knocked out 7. I don't think I'll do anything different. I said, oops, sorry.
Well, how do you improve upon perfection?
There's a little uppercut that starts the bleeding again that's been knocking out all these guys that we've seen. An uppercut from outside, a strange shot he showed.
I'll tell you what, Chareon's taken a couple of good left uppercuts, a couple of good straight rights down the middle, and 1 or 2 hooks. Pretty solid, and although his nose is bleeding, he has shown no real ill effects yet.
Glad you added that. Straight right hand by Lopez, but he started it too far back. It just met leather. Combination by Lopez, but the elusive Chareon able to get away from that.
Remember, most of these fights go 2-3 rounds until in the corner they kind of unleash him. You know, say, okay, now you know where to go do it. And thank goodness, because he gives us 2 or 3 rounds to admire his perfection.
You know, I almost get the feeling too that he unleashes himself when he's ready, when he's felt what he needs to feel.
When he sees what he needs and where he's going, then he goes.
The overriding theme here tonight has been frustrating that he doesn't go up a paltry 3 pounds, talking about Lopez. to fight the top junior flies, or even 7 pounds to take on the flyweights. But keep in mind, back in '93, he scored a second-round TKO over current WBC light flyweight champ Saman Soryaturong of Thailand.
Which gives you a pretty good idea that he might be successful there, too.
Yes. And, you know, some guys were very successful staying in the same lightweight class their entire careers. Jeff Chandler, remember him? Carlos Zarate, Galaxy. They stayed in one area. Less than 10 seconds, round 2. Lopez owns the longest undefeated streak among present world champions. Stop. Let's go over to Jim Gray right now. Jim?
All right, thank you very much, Steve. I'm now joined by Bruce.
All right, thank you very much. Interesting note by Mr. Willis, because Ricardo Lopez befriended Julio Cesar Chavez, and Chavez turned him over to Don King, and then started getting bigger and bigger fights, getting on big cards, and Lopez does have his good buddy Chavez to thank for some of his success.
Well, it's one of the things I say when I speak to people about boxing. The wonderful thing is a guy that weighs 105 pounds can be a champion, make himself a millionaire. In what other sport can we see a little tiny guy be the best in the entire sport?
Maybe horse racing. That's about justice.
Yeah, I know, but they're only little.
Watch out now. Keep the head up. The warning from J80 to Mongkol Chareon.
There's going to be a little bit of an attrition factor starting to apply soon. Chareon's face is starting to get a little red and ugly. Nose is bleeding, but he's taking a lot of the shots. Lopez is zeroing in. Now you see there's no more forward movement by Chareon. It's all Ricardo Lopez stalking.
Yeah, this is kind of a survival fight here. Not so much I'm going to try to win here.
Lopez saying one of his goals is to go 88-0. He's now 44-0 as a pro. His friend, Mr. Chavez, was 87-0 before his first blemish, the controversial draw with Pernell Whitaker. Although many people thought that Chavez lost that fight. Look out now.
88-0 is going to be a long haul.
Yeah. He has to fight every 28 days.
Oh, like I said, a long haul.
Yeah. Lopez beginning to come on now.
Ooh, see that left uppercut is so devastating.
It is such a ripping punch. Since Carmen Basilio, I keep saying his left uppercut. It would just that's what I used to watch Basilio for. And this guy's got the same thing. Just takes your head off with it.
Look at it. He has such excellent leverage. Takes it, starts in the right place, and drives it up. Beautiful.
And master of the uppercut, Ricardo Lopez. And he knows how to finish. He's the package.
I mean, you sit here and you say to yourself, gosh, I would love to see him fight as a welterweight. Wouldn't I have loved to see a guy with this skill as a middleweight?
I'd love to see him fight as a heavyweight.
I mean, you keep thinking a heavyweight with a skill. Well, we saw one like that.
I don't think anyone can even,
Ali.
I don't think anyone can even fantasize this man as a heavyweight. It's just too much. Too much to think about.
It would be like an Ali. It's like dancing, punching, everything perfect.
There's no doubting his brilliance, his exceptional skills in the ring, but the naysayers, the detractors, still contend that he's got to start unifying the title or move up in weight.
Yeah, but I think that's not his fault. It was a function of Don King as managers.
Well, it's not his fault. He's a little guy, but
and not his fault that class doesn't have that many great fighters.
Certainly.
Gee, I'm mad at my mom and dad because I'm only 5'10".
Final seconds of round 3. We're going to hear from the Thai corner, Mongkol Chareon, with our translator, Lek Banglam Poo.
Good evening. The fight went so very, very tough. It's ongoing. Now I'm observing the sound, the voices from the blue corner, the Mongkol Chareon's corner. Looks like Mongkol Chareon is now in a little recovery from the bleeding nose. He got to be more active. The cornerman said.
Is there a cut here? No. Yeah, but inside there's a cut there. If it is, throwing a butt.
Well, that's it. You've got to be more active. The words of Virat Matilur, the head trainer in Mongkol Chareon's corner. A very fresh Ricardo Lopez ready to begin round 4. It's scheduled for 12 for the WBC Strawweight Championship. Lopez in the white trunks and Chareon in the gold with the red trim. Chareon all the way from Thailand. A flight of better than 25 hours. He's only been in Las Vegas for about 5 days, and that has to take its toll.
You know, flying through all those time zones, that lengthy flight, the fatigue factors involved, it's got to take at least 3 to 4 days to get acclimated, and then he had to train a little bit here.
And your destination is Las Vegas, and it's like landing on another planet. Let's check the online scoring from our home viewers so far. No surprise. Lopez 3 rounds to nothing here in round 4.
I was hoping it wasn't going to be any different than that.
Yeah, we lose faith in the American public if anybody saw this guy win around.
1 minute gone by in the 4th. Lopez, his 19th title defense. He won the title in October of '90 with a 5th round knockout of Hideyuki Owashi in Tokyo, Japan.
You know, it's almost impossible to keep your balance at every twist and every turn, every bend. Lopez seems to be able to do it. He throws a punch, he slips a punch. No matter where he is, he's on balance and he's positioned to punch.
So difficult. We talked about the recognition factor. So difficult for many of them to get recognition in the United States because most of these smaller weight class fighters are not Americans.
Well, do you doubt for 1 second that if Showtime wasn't featuring Lopez as great as he is and magnificent as he is, would anybody have heard of him in the United States? Great fighters have come and gone, and we've never seen them. We've never seen them. All during my time in boxing, we never saw the little guys. I mean, we read about them, we heard about them, but we never saw them.
The heavyweights still rule.
Well, I think that's changing with television a little bit. You know, they do rule, but we are seeing other fighters.
Lopez has had almost as many championship fights as Chareon has had fights, period. Lopez has had 19 title defenses. Chareon has had 21 fights.
Now, to his credit, Chareon is trying to get that straight left underneath. He's not bringing the punches up, though. If he's going to come in and gamble, he might as well take the gamble all the way.
Well, just the fact that he's here is pretty good. And, you know, he's getting his confidence up. He's not getting beaten up by any chance. I mean, he's doing all right. Better than the ones we usually see fighting Lopez.
This is already going longer than a lot of people thought it would. Final seconds of round 4. And coming up next, a scheduled 10-round welterweight bout featuring the return to Showtime of 6-time world champion Julio Cesar Chavez. Here he is in his dressing room. He weighed in at 151. That's an all-time career high for Julio. Going for his 99th win. An incredible career that spans 17 years. Belts in 3 different weight classes. A lot of cheering, a lot of noise, a lot of rooting going on in that locker room, that dressing room. Certainly not what he used to be, but he will go down as one of the all-time best at 34 on a mission to regain the title. He meets Tony Martin in a non-title bout up next. Back here at the Las Vegas Hilton, and it has filled up pretty well. The capacity here is 8,000. They were expecting about 5,000.
Just a little bit. No te prestes el cabezazo, no le entres para nada.
There's that pose of Ricardo Lopez as he gets set to resume round number 5.
You know what's really odd was Chareon had his hands up the exact same way.
He's learning from the king.
It's a hell of a way to go to school, Steve.
Yeah. So round 5 scheduled for 12. First world title shot for Chareon. First fight in the U.S. He is the current WBF, something called the WBF 108-pound
World Boxing Federation.
Right? No, I know what it stands for. I'm not sure what it means, but in terms of importance, there's a left hook.
It's another one of the WBO, WBU, IBC, IBO world titles.
Left hook by Ricardo Lopez landed to the side of Chareon's face.
Oof. Those hooks are punching in. His ear's getting red on that right side and swollen. You see it?
Beautiful body shot, comes up top, never forgets both the head and the body.
That's how you used to get cauliflower ears before they open them up and took the blood out. I mean, once they get pounded and blood goes into the cartilage, you got to get it out, or else you end up with a cauliflower ear, which you don't see anymore. Although my mother-in-law did.
Oh, stop.
No, another mother. Not the one I like.
Stop it.
No.
Chareon, that's a slip.
Box.
Lopez with a swing and a miss with the straight right hand, trying to end it on one punch there, but Chareon stepped away.
Punches up.
He's starting to wear Chareon down here. Those punches are getting heavier and heavier from Lopez.
I see. Rather than lose every round pretty much one-sided, Chareon should take a gamble when he gets take a shot and maybe cause a firefight. But he doesn't have the guns. 5-6 knockouts and 20 wins. He just doesn't have the guns to compete with this man.
Chareon 20-1 with 6 knockouts, but so difficult to verify the record, who he's fought in terms of quality. But he's hanging in there pretty well, the southpaw, against the beautiful technician Ricardo Lopez.
That's also another big problem at 105 pounds. There isn't a lot of quality, period. And certainly the quality at this level for a Lopez level is pretty much non-existent.
There's a pretty combination by Lopez, right on the money, right on the head. Oh, that sent Lopez back.
That's the first good shot I've seen land, though. Lopez.
When was the last time we saw that? Ricardo Lopez going back from a punch.
Good shot. He got time coming into a straight left hand.
I'd say this is very impressive by the Thai challenger to this point, Mongkol Chareon. And around 5, we'll take it into Lopez's corner. John Perez is our interpreter.
It's very calm on that corner right now. Not too much being said, Steve. Getting some water.
Gracias. Lo que necesitas es rematar, Ricardo. Después del primer golpe que tú... Pero ahí está. Si te quedas ahí, tú tienes más capacidad.
He's right there for you.
Te quedas ahí. Te está pidiendo Oppers, es zurdo.
He's wide open for the uppercuts.
Esa madre no existió ya.
One of the rare times that Ricardo Lopez ever walks into a punch, kind of gets caught maybe a little off guard. Straight left hand, bangs him, goes straight backwards. There it is, right on the middle of the bridge of the nose, forehead area. Sends him back for a brief split second.
Yeah, but something we don't normally see. A lot of blood. I'm surprised they haven't washed that off to some degree all over the face of Chareon. 6th round. We're almost past the halfway point. Not many thought it would be this far.
Ricardo Lopez is the kind of guy that you would think never makes the same mistake twice. He rarely makes a mistake the first time. So I think you'll just see him just maybe pay a little closer attention.
Well, they were exasperating the corners, and the guy is wide open for your uppercut while he's waiting for. And it just may get Lopez back into a little bit of a killer mode here.
Ignacio Beristain urging Lopez on to use that uppercut, and he has one of the best in the business.
And he just used one of them too. He threw a straight right, and he ripped the left up, and it busted his nose, and started the blood flowing once again.
Here's a beautiful defensive move by Lopez. Did you see that? He just eluded a straight right hand by Chareon. Well, Chareon living up to what he told us. He's trying to step in, moving in, just like now. Digging left uppercut to the body by Lopez.
He felt toughened and well-conditioned from Muay Thai, but no one's kicking him in the shins or anywhere else today. He's just all upstairs. Seems to be some blood on his forehead, too. Do you see it? Right in the hairline, right just above the hairline where it's on his forehead, there seems to be some blood.
There's that uppercut. It didn't land right, but there it is.
Halfway through round 6. Scheduled for 12 for the WBC Strawweight Championship. Earlier, Alex Sanchez beat Victor Burgos for the WBO mini flyweight or 105-pound title. So many feel that that might set up a unification bout with Lopez. Now,
Alex didn't exactly cover himself with glory or demand to fight with this guy off of that fight. I mean, he He was lucky to win at the end, pulled that out.
No, but still would be a very attractive fight.
Yeah, it would. It would, Bobby. I'm saying there were no headlines screaming for it after that fight.
Break.
As we approach the final 30 seconds of round 6. Well, Lopez coming from way low for that uppercut.
Yeah.
Almost from the heels of his feet.
You know, he's sometimes just so pretty to watch. You don't even want to talk about it. You just want to sit back and not be in awe, but be close to it. It makes everything look so easy, Steve. It's incredible.
It might be in slow motion in his eyes when he sees things coming toward him, almost like Ted Williams saw baseball. He is the Joe DiMaggio of boxing. Classy guy. Let's check the bleeding out. Lek Bang Lampu, our translator.
The nose is still bleeding, but I didn't see it says yeah. Now the chief second, the trainer Virat, is taking away the blood. And what I heard, he said, if you don't think that you could defend all the punches thrown from the other side, you cannot make the night. The second said, be intelligent, use your brain. The other guy is too tough, too intelligent.
All right, thank you, Lek. I'm just a little surprised that he's saying be intelligent, but Bobby, if you're that fighter in the corner, there's so much going on in your mind at this point. Wouldn't you like a little more guidance on that? What should I do to be intelligent?
Yeah, sometimes be smart or be intelligent. Your trainer will say to you when you're doing silly things that you shouldn't be doing, say, be smart. You know, don't fight that type of fight. But here, he's going to need some guidance because I'm sure he's doing everything he can. And I'll tell you what, yeah, be smart right here might actually mean just you should have stayed home.
Well,
let me tell you, I admire anybody who gets on a plane and flies 25 hours to fight anybody. You know, to go to a completely foreign country, everything completely different, and get in a ring and fight a guy that's as good as Ricardo Lopez takes a lot of guts.
Round 7, there's a straight right hand by Ricardo Lopez that sent Chareon reeling back. How about scores at the halfway point unofficially?
Well, how do you say shutout in
tie? Ask Lex.
60 to 54.
Yeah.
It's a goose egg. It's a donut.
Under 2 minutes in round 7 for the WBC Strawweight Championship. Julio Cesar Chavez coming up next in a non-title bout against Tony Martin. Then, of course, Michael Moore will defend his IBF Heavyweight Championship against Vaughn Bean. Untested. Straight right, but that was blocked nicely by Chareon. Chareon showing pretty good defense. Halfway through round 7. Here's a barrage by Lopez throwing everything at Chareon.
Lopez stepped it up there. He signaled that maybe he's ready to put this fight to an abrupt end.
That's the first time I saw the killer mode there. Let's get it over with mode. That's the first time I saw that in this fight.
Chareon's never been down. Of course, Lopez has never been down, pro or amateur. He's never lost a fight, pro or amateur. 44-0 as a pro, 40-0 as an amateur.
I'd be real interested to see how many rounds he's lost.
Good point.
He just doesn't lose many.
Oh, low blow by Ricardo Lopez with a left uppercut and being warned by Jay Nady.
Break.
Nice combination by Ricardo Lopez to the body of Chareon. That was blocked, that left hook by Chareon, by the right glove of Lopez. Lopez with a digging straight right uppercut right to the body. Look at the stomach.
Nice straight hand lead, right hand lead.
Lopez continues to score.
There's the uppercut. That's the one that's been working all night.
Spiraling uppercut. was partially blocked, though, by Chareon. We go back into the Lopez corner as the translator.
Está listo.
Ricardo, he's ready.
Nada más trata
He's
de
ready to
presionar
go.
un poquito, salga y rómpale la madre. Usted tiene ese instinto no surge en este momento, Ricardo. Es
You
instinto
have the
asesino. Vaya y
instinct.
liquide lo que tiene que hacer.
You know what you have to do. He's ready to go.
Lopez working like he does always, head and body. Lets one fly, boom, a little south of the border. Certainly not intentional. That's just not the type of fighter he is.
Te quedaste muy bien ahí, Ricardo. Te quedaste y le metiste combinaciones definitivas. Cada vez lo lastimas más.
That's it.
Mongkol Chareon, they finally got all that blood out of the way there. I don't know if it's going to start up again, but at least they cleaned it up as we enter round 8. And you may have heard Ignacio Beristain say, all right, now it's time to Ricardo Lopez. Really, it's time to take him out now, guy. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, he said you're hitting him from all angles. Just come right on up the middle and knock him out.
Let's check the online scoring again. They gave a round to Chareon.
Is that one guy, or is there like a lot of people have done it?
They gave him round 5. Interesting.
All right, I don't know my game.
This is round 8, scheduled for 12 at the WBC Strawweight Championship.
I would be very interested to see what the judges have right now, too. So I haven't been right all night about anything.
Well, let's see. Your judges, Carol Castellano, Las Vegas, Horacio Castillo from Colombia, South America, Martin Salmon, Santa Clara, California.
You'd be hard-pressed to justify any round for Chareon. Hard-pressed.
Here's that right uppercut. Didn't do much damage, though, by Lopez. Oh, a left hook, a lunging left hook by Mongkol Chareon, who's winning some fans over here, obviously because of being the underdog.
Not only is he an underdog, but he's an underdog that's taking a licking and keeps on ticking. He comes back in, he's come to fight. No serious damage done.
Straight left hand by Chareon. Again, it startles Lopez. It sent him back.
Not only startled him, looked like it buckled his leg. That would have been interesting.
Well, there's something we have not seen in a while. We may have a story developing here, but who knows? Blood all over the back of the trunks of Lopez, but that's from Chareon's nose and head.
Stop. Right now, Lopez hasn't lit it up. This might put a little fire under him to close the show a little better, but at the same time, he's just doing everything perfectly, not over-exhausting himself, not overdoing anything.
Less than a minute remaining in round 8. Interesting round by the Thai fighter, Mongkol Chareon. He actually made Lopez's knees buckle momentarily from a straight shot back.
I think that may be the first time I ever saw him buckle.
It'll be interesting to talk to Lopez after this fight. Get his feelings on what we just saw.
I'm not sure it was a full buckle. Wasn't a bad shot, though. That I'll tell you.
I don't know. He could have come in, taken this kid lightly. He's only 18 years old. Probably saying in his head, this guy's not going to do anything. And then you let down a little bit. Only human. John Perez, our translator again.
No cae el güey. Está bien, está bien. No cae el güey, tranquilo.
He's not falling. Not too much being said right now. A little bit of a, might be like a little cut back there. That's it. It's quiet.
Let's take a good look, Bobby. Take a good look at the legs, and let's see if we can get to the legs. The shot is there. Now you see, you didn't see him, but you see him.
I don't really think it was a full buckle. If you watch close, took another angle at it, and you'll watch. He was just kind of leaning away, I think, a little bit. And
now there,
not really a buckle.
No, right there, Bobby. They went. They went, Bobby. You just couldn't see it on that thing.
Maybe I think too much of them, but I'm just not sold on that buckle just yet.
We'll make a deal. It's a half buckle.
Expectations, of course, are so high when it comes to the subject of Ricardo Lopez. So any little setback, any little blemish is going to be like under the microscope.
As he went back to the corner, Lopez had a bloody nose as well.
Yep. And what was the interesting words in that corner? He's not falling.
Lopez's corner, too, is very quiet. They're either completely satisfied or disinterested. I'm not sure that they can be disinterested and still be doing their job.
Or satisfied.
Or like I said, or they're just completely satisfied and they're happy with everything.
Or they've just haven't been in this position in so long. They're speechless, dumbfounded. Don't know what to say.
You have those nights when it doesn't happen and you're in the corner with a great champion and you're saying, why don't you do it? And he said, I can't. It doesn't happen. I mean, it happened to Ali a number of times. Well, we just sat there and watched him play with an inferior opponent.
In befuddlement. About a minute gone by in round 9. Lopez trying to strike with that straight right in and out. There's a left hook to the side of the body by Lopez. That had to hurt. Now Lopez beginning to open up. Combination to the head.
Well, Chareon's stock has certainly gone up, at least in toughness. Now we have a little documentation that he can take a shot and he'll be there for a while. If he gets a little more offensive power to his repertoire, he might have actually something to do in his division shortly down the road.
Well, he's not a knockout puncher. He's 20-1 with 6 knockouts. Lopez 44-0, 34 KOs. But giving a very impressive showing here against the longtime champion Ricardo Lopez. More for his defense than anything else, able to elude some of those tough punches by Lopez, ducking moves side to side. Very quick straight right hand by Lopez that snuck right between the gloves of Chareon in the face. Lopez able to keep away defensively from Chareon. Chareon again eating a straight left from Lopez.
Lopez has a sneaky lead right hand too. He kind of leans in with it, and he's very, very accurate with it most of the time, but he's just sneaky.
How about the blood along the right side of Lopez's face near the eye? He just felt it himself. He said, what's going on here? Oh, look at that, and it looks like a nasty cut.
I think they might have banged heads in there or his elbow because he wasn't hit with anything that clean that could rip open that cut that big.
And the Chareon corner coming alive. They noticed the cut, obviously. And it sounds like a bullfight in that corner.
Well, if ever he opened up, he's going to open up now.
That does not look like a good cut because I think it's over the eye. And, of course, that can get into the eye and blur your vision. It'll be a distraction, something he's not really that used to.
Well, we got to see when we get into that corner. Right. We can see in there.
One of the very good things I was always blessed with, no matter what you hit me with, I didn't cut. I swelled up a bit, but I didn't cut.
Let's key in on this.
The doctor look at him. Yes.
Let's go have the doctor look at it.
Yes, in English. Go ahead. Okay. Go ahead.
There's not much being said right now, Steve.
Cierra el ojo, cierra el ojo. Cierra ese.
Just close your eye. Close your eye.
That's not bad.
Relax. Just relax.
Cierra el ojo.
Just close your eye.
That's a butt, right, Jay?
Not much being said right now, though. Just working on that cut.
Aquí. Ya no te pongas. No, ya no te pongas. Lejos, ya vea, combinación.
Jab, jab. Use your combinations.
Otro poquito.
Uh-oh.
We're taking 1 point away from this fighter for a butt.
Yeah, there it is. They're taking a point away from the headbutt, resulting in the cut.
Time in.
Over the right eye of Ricardo Lopez. Dr. Flip Pomansky looked in. So no real problem there, but they have to do that anyway.
Oh, boy.
Chareon coming in, trying to end it right here, showing a sense of urgency.
For the first time tonight, he is the offender. They lit a fire under Chareon. And for the first time in the time I've seen him, I saw him look skyward as I'm talking about Lopez, look skyward before the round, like saying, okay, help me get this thing through. I mean, that's...
Well, you know, they've ruled it a headbutt, so if it's stopped on the cut, he doesn't lose on the cut. So that's out. I don't think he has the tools, the power, or the wherewithal to knock Lopez out, and we're in round 10.
As mentioned, Chareon with only 6 knockouts in 20 wins, 21 fights.
But here is Chareon chasing Ricardo Lopez. Now, that's unusual. Now, we've not seen that. We've not seen him run from anybody.
The odds are, of course, not with Chareon here in terms of a knockout, but he is the obvious aggressor here against the longtime champion, undefeated Ricardo Lopez. Oh, a heavy right hook as he was turning away, and Chareon nailing Lopez.
Now, I wonder if the cut has really disrupted Lopez that much. He just seems that he wants to let the cut heal him.
Look out. That was tangling of the feet and a push by Chareon.
Don't do that.
And he went right. Don't do that, says Jay Nady.
Naughty boy.
I don't recall that instruction in the booklet.
WBC rule stating that when there's an accidental headbutt resulting in a cut,
well,
they take a point away from the guy who is not injured.
Chareon does have an excellent chin. I just saw a nice double left hand, uppercut and hook twice in a row. All 4 punches landed clean. He didn't even blink.
Things beginning to heat up here now as the crowd was chanting Lopez, trying to urge him on. They did a nice job on that cut. It doesn't seem to be bothering Lopez.
Boy, Chareon could take a punch. I mean, he got hit some hard. Some of those finish the fight punches right just there.
He's got a strong body, and he attributes that to the Muay Thai.
Whatever it is, anything they eat that makes them that strong is good.
For the first 2 minutes of this fight, of this round, Chareon actually did win the round, so he might actually have a round under his belt here, just for the pure fact that Lopez seemed to take it off.
I heard what you said, Freddie. I just didn't react. All right, now here's Lopez taking it up a notch. Lopez swarming. Look at Chareon take punches. Lopez wing it away, and the bell says.
Wow.
We're going to take a look at where that cut showed up. A little bit of a headbutt in the 9th round. Just a straight lead in, bang.
Boy.
Now, see, I don't think a point should be taken there because that wasn't intentional. He was just throwing a punch to the body, had his head down, and Ricardo Lopez didn't block his head.
And even though it's accidental, the guy who wasn't injured gets a point deducted. That's the WBC rules. It's a quirk of the WBC rules and regulations.
The biggest thing is what Bobby pointed out. You can't lose a fight because of it. That's the biggest thing.
There's a great close-up of the focus of Ricardo Lopez as we enter round 11. He's got the hands up, very determined. Look at him. He was already in the center of the ring when the bell sounded, and so was Chareon.
Chareon, it's got to be given a great deal of credit. Boy, he put in a couple of really hard rounds here. No fear. Give it to him. Give it to him. No fear.
The last round ended in a fury. I'm wondering if this one starts the same way that one ended.
If it's up to Lopez, it will, because he wants out of here.
You think when he woke up this morning, Lopez thought he was going to go 11 or 12 rounds with unheard of Mongkol Chareon?
The wonderful freshness of him is his modesty. He says, I expect to go 12 all the time and surprise him and I got somebody. He's so modest and kind and nice. You almost think, gee whiz, I mean, who's writing this guy's material? He's so good. It's a little off and Annie.
Mother Teresa, I think. You must give credit to the Thai fighter, Mongkol Chareon. Great defense by Chareon.
He keeps his hands up pretty tight, moves out of the way, little side to side, little upper body movement.
Oh, there's a beautiful shot by Ricardo Lopez. Another right cross to the left side of the face of Chareon. Bloody nose of Chareon, bloody right eye area of Lopez, the blood streaking down the right side of his face.
You know, if you sit there and talk to Chareon, he looks like he's about 8 years old, soft, mild, soft-spoken. But I'll tell you what, he's a tough little guy.
These are jarring shots, too, by Lopez. First the right hook, then the right uppercut, first to the head, then to the body, and Chareon just stands right in there.
He's all bent over, ready for an uppercut. I don't know why Ricardo isn't throwing that in there, because he's all bent over, ready for it.
Lopez continues to score with combinations to the head. And he is just surgically taking Chareon apart here. But Chareon, although showing some of the wear and tear, showing a lot of heart.
He's still here fighting. You know, it's one of the better things about boxing. And no matter how many years you spend in it.
Oh, look out. He staggered Chareon with an overhand right.
And he went to the body. Something I like. Good, experienced, solid fighter. Hurt a guy to the head, go right to the body.
And Lopez, a good finisher. Let's see how he deals with this situation. The crowd getting behind Lopez. Oh, there's a left uppercut by Lopez to the head of Chareon. But Chareon with some courage.
Not only courage, but he has a good chin because he's been hit clean.
But this is a heroic effort by the Thai fighter.
And this isn't a fresh chin getting hit with those shots. This is 11 rounds in.
He just walked into a straight right. Chareon looks like he's ready to go, but he stays up on his feet. 15 seconds to go in the 11th. Lopez wants to end it right now.
Wow, what bravery on the part of Chareon.
Another straight right hand by Lopez. Lopez saying to himself, what's holding this guy up?
Two beautiful body shots. Combination that unbelievable.
Wow.
Our translator, Lek Bang Lampu.
Well, very, very tough fight. 11 rounds of sensation with the Thai boy doing all his best and all he's got. So it's going to be very, very wonderful fight for the Thai boy because he's very, very young and inexperienced.
Yeah, everything okay. ยกสุดท้ายนะน้อง ยกสุดท้ายนะอยู่นี่
This is the final round for you. The second set is final for you. You don't have nothing to lose.
กันดีๆนะนั่นแหละนะยังยกสุดท้ายกันดีๆเราโต้ปูดแล้วแตกกันดีๆเราโต้แตกไปเลยนะโอเคนะน้องเข้าไปแล้วนั่นเลย
Yeah, that's it. All right, let's look and see where he got him in trouble. Where Lopez finally puts in the gears. Okay, let me get rid of this guy. And Chareon says, not me, pal. I'm going to stay here for everything. Look, right, left, hooks, uppercuts, everything is raining in on Chareon, and he's still standing. What a gutty performance by this kid.
This is only the 5th time of the career of Ricardo Lopez in 45 fights now that he has reached the 12th round. It's the 4th time in the much younger career of Mongkol Chareon. Round 12 for the WBC strawweight title. A gutty effort by the challenger from Thailand. Lopez just wailing away, pushing Chareon back with devastating shots, wicked shots, upstairs and down. Chareon continues to stay up.
You know, it's just sheer guts now. He's swinging for home runs as Lopez, and just sheer guts. It's keeping Chareon in there.
These are Luthian blasts by Lopez.
Yeah, but remember, Chareon's throwing a few back himself. He's not just standing there.
Luthian blasts. I like that.
You got to watch out for him. You've got to watch out for Chareon. This thing's not over by a long shot. Look at that. He's still in there.
We approach 2 minutes remaining in the 12th and final round. Straight right hand again by Lopez. That's been his bread and butter along with the uppercut.
Ricardo's looping it a little bit because Chareon does keep the hands up pretty tight, so he's looping it a little over the top and a little around the side, almost in a reverse bolo or a right hook.
Chareon's got to be exhausted. Taking a pounding. What punishment from Lopez?
Well, if you can say you can hold your head high after a fight like this, he can hold it up high. He should take this film home and show it to all of this, to the nation.
He can hold it up high, but it's still going to hurt.
Here comes Chareon, straight left.
Shots.
Chareon's not over, I'm telling you.
But back comes Ricardo Lopez.
See, Chareon doesn't have the guns that Ricardo Lopez has. Imagine if he did, what a fighter he could be.
Break!
He's got the same heart. He's got the same guts.
Lopez has had 2 knockout wins in the 12th round of his career. He's got 45 seconds remaining. Oh, again, a twisting right uppercut by Lopez, followed by a left. Stutter step by Lopez, pouring in. Uppercuts, trying to end it right here with 30 seconds.
Clean hooks, and this guy's still here.
Has 4 right hands in a row.
And he comes back with a right hook of his own, Chareon.
Oh, goodness, look this. What a kid.
What a performance by Chareon.
When you least expect it, a great fight breaks out.
Well, this one was over a long time ago, but what a fight, what a credit.
And that is it.
Great fight.
Even Jay Nady agrees. Great fight, as you can hear him say. What an effort by Mongkol Chareon, who comes over to embrace Ricardo Lopez. Not many people expected this one to go the distance, that's for sure.
Well, there you saw several things. One of them is that Lopez, even when he gets cut and when he gets into some modicum of trouble, fights and fights hard and keeps on going and looks for the knockout to the 12th. And what you can see about Chareon is all good. There's nothing bad. One look from that last blasting round, and you can see that the intent on Lopez was to finish this in the 12th. He didn't want to hang this over. He is a proud man. He wants to knock out, but he can't get it because Chareon is there, taking the punches and punching back.
Well conditioned and tough and durable.
Conditioning, Bobby, conditioning. It's so important, and this kid has got the heart of a champion. You have to go some to see an attack that hard, not net a knockout for Ricardo Lopez. I bet his hands are sore today.
But even in defeat, the stock of Mongkol Chareon going up.
Oh, absolutely. I believe that he has to go up, and I think you'll see him knocking on someone's door in the not too distant future for another shot at a world title.
Well, he came in winning 16 straight after suffering his only loss in his 4th bout. Well, for a soft-spoken 18-year-old kid from Thailand, when we spoke with him yesterday, he spoke barely in a whisper. He showed a lot of courage and a lot of class in the ring against this man, the longest reigning current world champion, Ricardo Lopez. Get the official decision. We're set for that. Our ring announcer, Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of boxing, we have a unanimous decision. Here are the score totals. Our judge at ringside, Horacio Castilla, scores at 119-108. Marty Salmon and Carol Castellano both scored 120-107. All three in favor of the winner. Still undefeated, still the WBC strawweight champion of the world, Ricardo Finito Lopez.
Well, there you have it. Unanimous decision. There's no stopping the reign. R-E-I-G-N of Ricardo Lopez makes his 19th title defense. He extends the longest current championship reign in boxing. Raises his record to 45-0, but stays with 34 knockouts. Now 20-0 in world title bouts. But a gutsy effort by Chareon. Coming up next from the Las Vegas Hilton, a scheduled 10-round welterweight bout between 6-time world